that you wanted, this guy was a serial killer. Well, he had confessed. So my question was, well, if he's confessed, why 30 days after his confession are you still taking this guy out? And the FBI told me past behavior is predictive of future outcome. I said, I don't understand what you mean. I said indictive. He said predictive. He said the more information that we know about him, we take this and we put it in a database and we predict behavior. I'm saying all this to say what? Y'all ready? Listen. Many years ago, Putin was a KGB. He was a top KGB spy. And he ultimately went from Russia to Germany. And he was there in Germany. And he began to see the dismantling of leadership. He saw Gorbachev decide we're going to have open elections. And what happened was Ukraine and other people wanted to leave the USSR. And he allowed them to. And in Putin's mind, he like, you're not a real leader. You can't let them leave like that. That's not how we do things. So then the very first election, is when of democracy that they had, they were able to see, this is what, can't hear you. Okay. Anyway, they were able to elect their first president. Okay. And they thought, well, we like what Boris Yeltsin. So we like, maybe a touch of democracy. Then all of a sudden, Putin was able to talk them old school into overthrowing Yeltsin so that he could get back. And he was, got back and smiling. He not saying nothing because listen, he is a strategist. Whatever you think, he's a strategist. So he laid. And he watched the U.S. Invade Libya and Syria. He just looking and laughing. But in the back of his mind, his desire is to get back all of the states that left Russia, that left the USSR, so that he can bring them back together and that they can have complete domination and leadership by him. He got Georgia back, which was a country. He got 2 other countries. Now Ukraine, he coming. Because in his mind, he is going to recreate the USSR. But let me tell you why that was important. Because while we was over here sleeping and having the Super Bowl parties and all of this, he was planning like hell. Look at them. They're greedy. They're sleeping, not knowing that this was his game the whole time. And so my point being to you, when you understand where somebody has come from, you can't go close your eyes on them and trump around there meeting with them and, and everybody meeting with him. And all along, he like, look, I got to leave a legacy. And my legacy is that I brought the USSR back together. Because when it was dismantled, he looked at Gorbachev like, you weak. What are you doing? You got to be strong, man. So here's the situation. America always had their foot on Russia, always watching them. But after World War II, they went to a sleeper state. So we stopped taking that for granted. Stop building up military, stop doing all of this stuff and etc. Because everybody happy. Then when you saw, You know, Gorbachev saying, well, let's open it up a little bit. Let's consider what democracy is like. Then you had the Berlin Wall falling. Then you had this idea of flirtation with democracy. But to him, that was repugnant. That showed weakness. And he hated it. But he laid low. He didn't jump up and down. He laid low. He got them old comrades in place and say, listen, they weak. We strong. We got to do what we supposed to. And that is to bring the USSR back under Russian control. And they were simple. They told everybody, this ain't your business. Stay out of it. Because if you get into it, we're not going to sleep on you. We coming. And one thing you had to realize about many cultures, to die in battle is honor. But the U.S., we have gotten so lazy. We into the party, hey, that we forgetting about this. Russia always has been and always will be a strong military force. We got comfortable with them. And now look, they slept on him. We slept on him. And that's our fault. Because if you knew where somebody came from, here's a man who detested weakness. He detested. Here's a man, may I, that rides horseback in 30-degree weather without a shirt on. Okay? He not playing no games. What if he's isolated himself? He only listening to 3 people, himself, he, himself, and him. That's it. That's all. He ain't listening to nobody else. He not taking no calls. He not doing none of that. Because in his mind, his destiny is to bring control and to unite this USSR. And he's not going to let anybody stop him. We'll be back. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm on